You see, there's so many things that are tied to what you believe, and for us to try to sort out what your beliefs are about different things would take a long time. We could write a series of 10 books just on what we're reading in your vortexual vibration and in your resistance along your path. And it's not necessary, because knowing all of that would not necessarily make your path clearer. In fact, it would probably make your path more cumbersome. But if we can convince you that you're supposed to get what you want, and that as you have clarity about what you want, and you do, you've made some very strong decisions. That's one thing that we can really feel in a powerful way that's coming from you as you're talking about the decision you've made. You really mean this. You want to feel better. You want to release the tension, and you associate the tension with what you've been living. And you took some rather dramatic steps that sort of trample all kinds of other beliefs. It was sort of like you prioritized what matters most. And so at the same time that you walk away, if you really walk away, you know for sure that at least in the beginning, your financial wherewithal will be diminished quite dramatically if you don't keep doing what you're doing, if you don't keep the momentum going the way that you've been keeping the momentum going. And yet it matters so much to you to feel better that you took this, what you're calling, a sort of temporary step. And you wanted from us some validation about the rightness in taking a temporary step away from, but we don't want to validate that that's the way, because where you are is the path of least resistance for the other things that you want, like the $10 million. That's the path of least resistance for it. Can you feel the little bit of contradiction that was offered here? I'm walking away from this thing that I know for sure is the path to something that I really want. So now you've got contradiction going on within you. But why not say, I've got some momentum going, and I'm good at what I do, and I've been doing it for a while, and momentum is flowing, and the money is too, and the manifestation is in the offing, and I know it's the next logical step, but it's been a little more tense to me than I want. So I'm going to find a different way of looking at this. I'm going to spend a little more time in meditation, like 15 or 20 minutes a day. I'm going to tune into who I really am. I'm going to get clear with my resources. I'm going to feel more intuitive. I'm going to have better timing. I'm going to make better decisions. I'm going to feel better the whole way along. I'll have evidence of a more resilient feeling body. I'll feel the energy moving through me in a stronger way. I'll be having more fun. I'll be more lighthearted. I won't take it so serious. When I hear them there talking the way they talk, I won't take it serious. I won't feel like I need to push them away or walk away from them. I'll just see it for what it is, and I'll see it for part of the contrast that's helping me, and it is what it is, and it's no big deal. I can take it. It's not causing any real ill effects on me because I have the ability to focus, so I can have my cake and eat it too. I can stay right here in this environment that felt pretty toxic to me before I started meditating and getting an attitudinal adjustment in myself. Meanwhile, I don't give up the path of least resistance and the momentum that I've got going for the other goals that I have. I don't have to sacrifice one thing to get another. That never ever works. A lot of people, they'll be in a relationship that feels too hard, and we'll say, why don't you leave? And they'll say, because there's so much that I want that is here. And we say, you're in a really hard place. You want it, but you don't want it. You got to clean that up. And you say, I'm trying every day. I'm trying to get the people in this relationship to be different so that I can feel better. And we say, that's not what we meant by cleaning it up. By cleaning it up, we mean you got to focus upon what you want and let your vibration be about that, so that the law of attraction gives you that from the relationship. There's just no other way around it. The expression you can't get there from here really applies. It's a vibrational thing that you do. And we love you so much, humans. We love you so much, but you are so action oriented. And when you become less action oriented and more mood oriented and more alignment oriented and more inner being oriented, when you care more about your resonance with your inner being, which means your resonance with all that you've been asking for, then you become more loving of yourself, more trusting of yourself, more willing to accept that good things are supposed to come to you, more acceptance that things can come to you without so much struggle, so you can be more easygoing, so you're not fighting your way to the top, but instead you're just allowing yourself to rise to the top. So when you watch those that are struggling and fighting their way to the top, they amuse you, and you understand it because you've been there, done that, but you know that you've stepped into another vehicle. You have another plan. You have another way. You know that your desires never go away, that your desire doesn't dissipate. Your desire only continues to gather more momentum. And so as your desire gathers more and more momentum and you stay the same, then the crevasse between where your desire is and where the larger part of you is and where you and your physical body are becomes more and more strained. So you feel more and more to the breaking point, which feels like you need a hiatus from it. But you don't need a hiatus from it. You just need to turn in the direction and go in the direction of your desire, which means you got to stop talking against your desire. You got to start talking toward your desire. You got to feel yourself in the direction of what you want. Well, it's big. Money interfaces with you all day, every day in lots of different ways. And you have lots of different emotional responses to money. So it's a good one to begin with. So let's say that you're standing where you are, and where should it be? Should it be with plenty of money or with not quite enough money? Should it be with really not enough money or just not quite enough money? Just not quite enough money. So here you are. It doesn't matter where you are. Here you are. Wherever you are is where you are, and here you are. So here you are, and so you're having responses to life. You're having conversations with yourself. You're having thoughts in your own mind. You're giving your attention to this subject of money. So let's say that you went to the mailbox, you got the American Express bill, you had no idea how much you spent. It knocks the wind out of you. You know that there's not enough to pay it. You're thinking about how you need to call them and make some sort of other arrangements. And you have this knot in the pit of your stomach that we would describe as not so much fear, although maybe fear, but true annoyance, disappointment, concern, discomfort about money. So there you are in your powerful now, where all of your power is. And so you say, I don't know why I do this to myself. So the question that we want to ask you is, which way did that statement cause you to fork? Did you fork to the corner that you don't want to go to, or to the corner that you do want to go to? So I've lost my mind. I don't know what I'm doing. What in the world was I thinking? Now, you forked over there pretty good, but it doesn't matter where you were. The only thing that matters is where you are. So now you say, wait a minute. I'll figure this out as you begin forking this way. And then you say, I always find a way. And then you say, I'm a good credit risk or I wouldn't have this card. And then you say, I'll call them and I'll make some arrangements and it'll be all right and we'll get back on track next month. In other words, you don't solve anything this red hot minute. You just do your best to start listing in the direction of where you want to end up. Because if you continue to fork in that direction, you're going to eventually have a manifestation that's not going to please you when you get there. And this is the thing that we really want you to hear. Negative emotion within you means that you are systematically marching toward manifestations that you're not going to like when you get there. Now, 99% of every creation is complete vibrationally before you see any manifestational evidence of it. So this is a wonderful thing to keep in your mind, isn't it? Because in every moment you're offering a vibration that is causing you to lean one way or the other. And since 99% of every creation is complete before you see the evidence, you can get pretty well in the direction of something you don't want, sometimes so far that you can't stop the momentum of it. Sometimes we see people, they'll have an experience where something will happen, and they'll say, it came out of the blue. And we say, no, it didn't. It didn't come out of the blue. You've been marching systematically in that direction for a long time. You were just oblivious to the negative emotion. You were just forgetting that negative emotion means I'm headed in the direction of what I don't want. So that's the most important thing that we want to get across as we are beginning here today, is that in every moment you're moving towards something. And the question is, how do I feel? And if the answer is not that good, then we would suggest that you make an effort here and now, which is all you can do, to begin leaning in the other direction. And you know, a little bit of effort to just move in the other direction makes such a big difference in your vibrational point of attraction. An effort of just a little more than a minute will shift your vibrational point of attraction so dramatically that something that hasn't happened in 2 years will happen almost immediately.